I just learned a new thing. The clock in the office doesn't work. I'm like, wow, time has stopped back there. It's pretty cool. Hi, I'm Pamela Mills, and I am here to spend time with you today in prayer, in love, in open thought and heart. So let's begin by welcoming everybody to Unity of Gaithersburg. We are an amazing spiritual, love-filled community. I am so glad that you are here to be with us in body or in spirit through our Zoom presentations online or through YouTube. So we're going to start with an opening prayer. If we can take that deep breath, settling our hearts, settling our minds, getting into a space of true awareness. Father, Mother, Spirit, we come to you today in dedication of the true self, the one self that you created in us all. We come here today now to remember, to place time and space on hold as we allow ourselves a dedication to you. It is here that we are in love. It is here that we are in peace. It is here that we return to true knowledge. Amen. Okay, do we have any first-timers that are here? Woo, welcome! Yay! So we have a happy little packet for you. That you got it already. Wow, we are efficient. So welcome. I'm so glad to welcome you and have you join us. And let's see, now we're going to focus on our vision. So if you could look up at the slide and share along with me our vision. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. Just thinking about that is just so heart-opening, isn't it? That we have a place to come to each week where we can truly, wholly be ourselves. And now we will be alive in the Spirit of God.
Good morning, everybody. Please join us in however way you choose, standing, sitting, wiggling your big toe, whatever makes you happy, to the song, I'm Alive with the Spirit of God, all right? I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Let's do that again. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Now that you got it, let's do it again. Everybody, I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit
don't know about you, but I'm truly alive. Thank you so much, Miss Deletta and the team. Oh, I forgot to say, my name is Sharon, and I am here with your transformational opportunities. I am going to be short and brief because our greeters gave you a handout with all the details. But first, Pam is up.
All right, oh good, you can hear me with this. This is great. I just switched to the handsless version, which is wonderful, so I can do more expressions. Okay, so every month, the board, we have been having special recognition for longtime members. And I get the opportunity to introduce this month's longtime member, who I know from serving on the greeter team and just knowing an amazing, wonderful person who has been here for many years, who I get to ask all my animal questions to, because her husband's a vet. So, and I have a lot of animals. So, Joanne, I'm going to talk a little bit about you and what you shared with us. So if you want to stand up and come up here, please, just so we can see who you are. Okay. So Joanne shared with us that she grew up with the Daily Word.
Yes.
Yeah, in your house. That's amazing.
Didn't know what it was. But
Didn't know what it was. It was a book. And it had a lot of really revelatory information, and you felt drawn to it, at a young age. So that was amazing. And so your parents brought you to Unity, and it influenced you to continue on this spiritual path. So, and you have served us in so many ways, through that initiation of coming into Unity. You have served on many, many teams. You have participated with Unity for, was it like close to the 30 years that we have been around. We've been around, by the way, 40 years this year, and you've been here pretty much from the beginning, which is amazing. And you have given and given and given and given, and so received and received. So I just want to share how grateful I am to know you and to serve with you, and to have you a part of our family. Do you have anything that you want to share for yourself?
I did want to say how much I think of the board. I think this idea of recognizing people is great. And I also wanted to say that I'm headed to a celebration of life very shortly. And I thought it was really nice to be celebrated in person rather than waiting until after I'm gone. But I also wanted to thank everybody here who has made this my home. And I especially want to thank the children and the parents who bring the children, because I think that's where it is. So thank everybody. Thank you all.
So since you are familiar with Unity, we love to do a warm, fuzzy blessing.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So if everyone could stand, and we have to warm up our warm, fuzzy ears. Okay. And center it around our heart and present it to Joanne. Okay, Joanne, thank you so much for your service to us at Unity of Gaithersburg. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the light of love in you. That you are. Amen. You're fabulous. Now sit down. And back to Sharon.
I was very lucky to get to know Joanne on the greeter team, and she is just truly a beautiful, beautiful person. So I love this idea board. Thank you so very much. Oops. Oh, you're ahead of me. Thank you. So as Pam mentioned, we are 40 years old this year. How awesome is that? So we are kicking off our 40th anniversary celebration this week. You can learn the details through the Zoom prayer meeting, which is Tuesday evenings. See our newsletter for details. There should also be a little schedule for this week on your handout as to the different ways that you can share, and celebrate your gratitude with us. Our next summer fundraiser is this Friday, which is open mic night. Either see Judith after service for details or visit our website. And we're coming to the end, so we don't want to miss any fun this summer. Next Sunday, the 11th, is our next community meeting. At these meetings, we receive updates from not only Rev Edith, but the board. There is discussion, and there is time for all of your questions. So please do your best to be here next Sunday and stay a little bit for the meeting. Our Peace Camp for our youth is also coming up. This is for children who are in grades 6 through 12. It is Monday through Friday, beginning Monday the 19th, from 9 to 3. Lots of activities, which include science experiments. Don't know if they'll make blowing up mountains, but I always loved that one. A field trip, arts and crafts, leadership activities, and much, much more. And as we all know, the foundation of unity is prayer. And our prayer chaplain today is David. Raise your hand. He's one of your greeters. And it is his privilege and his honor to pray with you in person today, if you choose. Otherwise, there is a prayer box at the back of our sanctuary. You can leave your prayer requests there or visit our website. And that brings us to today's daily word, which is inner peace. And our affirmation is the peace of God is mine to live and mine to share. The peace of God is mine to live and mine to share. Peace flourishes in my awareness of the divine presence within. Flowing from my spiritual center, peace calms my emotions, clarifies my thoughts, relaxes my body, and radiates to everyone around me. If peace eludes me, I open myself to anything that may be blocking its flow and invite it to come forward for healing. If I am holding on to resentment or unforgiveness, I pray for the willingness to forgive by affirming divine love through me forgives and releases all bitterness. If fear and worry seep into my thoughts, I remember God is the only presence and power active in the universe by affirming faith dissolves fear and restores peace. I align my thoughts and feelings with God's indwelling presence to live ever more peacefully. Today's Bible verse is from the book of Romans, chapter 14, verse 19. Let us then pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. Let's just take a moment to reflect on today's word, inner peace.
Okay, now let us come to a state of inner peace ourselves. Settling in the quiet within our mind. Beyond the body, beyond the sun and the stars, past everything you see, and yet somehow familiar. is an arc of golden light that stretches as you look into a great and shining circle. And all that circle fills with light before your eyes. The edges of the circle disappear, and what is in it is no longer contained at all. The light expands and covers everything, extending to infinity, forever shining, and with no break or limit anywhere. Within it, everything is joined in perfect continuity. Nor is it possible to imagine that anything can be outside this space, for there is nowhere that this light is not. Let us sit in this light now in silence and reclaim our being. This is the vision of the Son of God, whom you know well. Here is the sight of him who knows his Father. Here is the memory of what you are, a part of this, with all of it within, joined to all, as surely as all is joined to you. Amen.
Sometimes your life feels like a broken roller coaster, 1,000 useless moving parts. Sometimes you spend your nights too scared of getting closer, hiding in the backseat of your car. You tell yourself it's raining, the clouds are in your head. You tell yourself it's better to jump before you fall again, before you lose it all again. Look up, so you see the sunlight. Look up, clouds are in your head. Look up, 'cause somebody loves you. You know trouble's always gonna be there. Don't let it bring you to your knees, yeah. Look up. Mondays aren't always bright. Some days you lose the fight. And life can be beautiful if you let it be. Tomorrow keeps taunting you with all kinds of mystery. It's a blank page for your poetry if you let it be. So don't tell yourself it's raining, the clouds are in your head. tell yourself it's better to jump before you fall again, before you lose it all again. So look up, do you see the sunlight? Look up, there's flowers in your hair. Hold on, 'cause somebody loves you. You know trouble's always gonna be there. Don't let it bring you to your knees, yeah. Look up. Sometimes your life feels like a broken roller coaster, 1,000 useless moving parts. Look up, do you see the sunlight? Look up, there's flowers in your hair. Hold on, 'cause somebody loves you. You know trouble's always gonna be there. Don't let it bring you to your knees, yeah. Look up. Trouble's always gonna be there. Look up. Don't let it bring you to your knees, yeah. Look up. Always, always, always look up.
I'm back. So, this week's presentation is, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and the thoughts and how we struggle with our thoughts, I find to be probably one of the number one things that I think me as a human struggle with. And so I was thinking about one of my favorite movies. Okay, have you ever heard The Princess Bride? If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Okay, it's my child of the 70s and 80s movie fave. And so we're going to start off with a little bit of a snippet from that movie to kind of put us on the right path of what we're going to talk about. Okay, go.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
That would be inconceivable. As I told you, it would be absolutely, totally, and in all other ways, inconceivable.
Inconceivable!
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable! You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So the word what is the word inconceivable, if you've seen that before? The word actually means impossible to think of or imagine. So it refers to ideas or situations that are literally incredible to our mind. So in this movie clip that we just saw, The Princess Bride, the characters saw the coming of their perceived enemy. And to them, how this masked man kept coming closer and closer to them, no matter how far they tried to escape. They was like, inconceivable. We're going so far away. We're continuing to run, but yet this man keeps pursuing us. Inconceivable. How does our enemy keep coming closer and closer, even though it just seems out of our minds to be seeing that? So if you consider an inconceivable event, each of us might imagine different scenarios. For those of us who have a more positive or peaceful outlook, we might think about all the goals, the joys, the dreams that we have in life, everything that kind of inspires us and helps us feel beyond our own power, in our own life. Alternatively, we sometimes have a worrying mind, and that worrying mind also likes to awfulize, if you're familiar with that term, where we're only thinking of the worst possible case scenario, and we're worrying and we're focusing on that worry. And even though that worry might not actually be happening, we have already planned and plotted out in our mind that worst case scenario is going to be true. Even without evidence, we've focused on it too much within ourselves. So that kind of causes what's called a fight or flight response in your body, if you're familiar with the science of it. And what the fight or flight response is, it's that protective mechanism in our body where we're naturally inclined to defend ourselves. And so our heart starts to beat faster, our thoughts become clearer, our digestive system kind of shuts down, and we are ready to punch, run, fight, flee, do whatever we need to do to survive. But here's the problem. If the problem is imaginary, all we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to get all wrapped up in this juice of frustration. And what that causes is dis-ease. The mind loves to think, right? I often used to say, I don't have an addiction problem, I have a thinking problem. Okay, you know, it's okay if you're addicted to a substance, because then you can put it down. I can't put my brain down, right? So we're just constantly in the midst of our thoughts over and over and over again. And you know, if you are spiritually inclined and you know about gurus, they spend thousands and hundreds of thousands of hours trying to unthink themselves. Right? That is essentially the spiritual path. And we might finally get to a place where we come to a deeper sense of quiet within us. And then busy thinking people look at our quietness and they consider us apathetic or vacant. It's all about perception. So our minds are constantly narrating the experiences that we have in the world. If you gather 3 people together, you're going to get 5 different opinions. And if it's on the internet, oh, forget about it. If you go to the comments section, you will quickly see that there are a million different opinions about one particular incident. And I'm going to show this to you I have provided some tools for you here. When you came in today, you received 2 pieces of paper. So if you can take those out now. And take one of those pieces of paper, put the other one aside, and I would like you to draw on one side of that paper an image that reminds you of sadness or frustration or fear. Just take a moment to kind of jot down a little picture that reminds you of sadness, frustration, or fear. Okay, you ready? Now I'd like you to turn that paper over, and I'd like you to draw a picture that represents happiness, peace, joy, or love. Just take a moment and now do another image of happiness, peace, or love for yourself. Whatever reminds you of that. Okay, now, who can tell me what both images have in common?
They relate to love.
They relate to love. Anything else? Judith? They relate to you. Anything else? They both have people in them. Okay, very good. Okay. Ooh, you saw my notes. Their perceptions. Very good. Okay, well, what I came up with is that they are both drawn on the same piece of paper. Right? Right? And they are both drawn by the same person. Right? Okay? And here's the kicker.
They both began as blank images. So who here is familiar with the tale of two wolves? This is a very old native. It's got a lot of origins. I'm sure you've heard this story before. It's about this young child speaking to his grandfather, or an elder, and the young child is asking about, how do I deal with all these thoughts in my mind? And the elder says, what you want to imagine is that there's two wolves that are in your mind. And one of those wolves is representing anger, fear, attack, regret, and greed. And the other wolf, the other side of the paper, is representing love and forgiveness and empathy and kindness and peace. And then the innocent child looks to the elder and says, well, which wolf wins? And the elder says, whatever wolf you feed. So compare that to the drawings that we made. Like the blank paper, both wolves began as innocent pups. We're the mother wolf. We are the ones that choose to feed what we want to experience in any given scenario. In fact, neuroscience estimates that the average person has between 7,000 and 70,000 thoughts per day. I'm unsure if that study actually included people with ADHD or those who drink espresso on a regular basis. But nonetheless, it's tremendous. It's inconceivable, right? And they've estimated that from these upwards of 70,000 thoughts per day, 95% of them are repetitive and 75% of them are negative. Whoa. Yes, there are many inconceivable experiences that we can testify to in the world. I'm not going to deny that. Something that has frequently upset me is seeing people harming other people willingly and especially without remorse. That's been unimaginable to me. And we each hold different opinions about the political culture in our country right now. And no matter which area you are perceiving from, you might look at these events and say, inconceivable. Now, with 75% of our thoughts being potentially negative, right? The ego is destined to separate. It is destined to focus only on the unrest, more often than not. And these thoughts become the battles that we fight. But does every moment need to be a battle cry? So the book, A Course in Miracles, which has transformed my life, it's a psychological approach to spirituality, and it focuses on forgiveness as its main tenet. The Course teaches us that the thoughts we think are not our true thoughts, and that God doesn't think of us in the same way that we think of us. And because they're not our true thoughts, it's essentially a mistaken identity that we're walking around with 24/7, 365. This simple misunderstanding leads to mistakes, a whole lot of mistakes. Garbage in, garbage out. So on a recent trip that I got to experience myself to France, I had the opportunity to learn about my great-grandmother's harrowing journey from the Nazis, to which her body unfortunately did succumb. And when I saw and I heard that history, and I saw and I walked in the path which could have been her own personal path, it felt inconceivable. Learning how the Nazi soldiers chose to immolate an entire town, Oradour-sur-Glane. It affected 643 men, women, and children. Inconceivable. Yeah, the ego mind has lots of reasons for prolonging our suffering. And it's easy to justify that suffering through the things that we see in the world around us, okay? But is it actually possible to hold a neutral mindset? To see these temptations of the things that we see in the world and the anger that we feel within and the frustration and the sorrow and the blame and the shame and the guilt that we're constantly carrying around up here and say, no. I think about that saying from my childhood, just say no. There's also one of my favorite sitcom, Bob Newhart. You know, he has this sitcom, it's called Just Stop It. You know, you might see it on YouTube, where sometimes, you know, it's like sometimes you just have to do that to yourself, where you're just like hearing these thoughts in your mind, and you're like ready, that fight or flight is out there. It's you can feel your fists building up, and sometimes you just have to go, just stop it. Just stop it. So how do we do that? How do we get to that deeper sense of neutrality? I have a book, it's called Simply Being. I actually brought some with me, it's in the back, 1 Year with Spirit. And in that book, I wrote about my own ego mind and how it sometimes presents itself as this soldier. And this soldier is constantly like on the ready. He's got his battle garb on, and he's just got his sword ready, and he's standing on top of the fort, and he is shouting down to me everything that I need to be scared of, everything that I need to look out for. And I'm standing there and I'm listening. I'm like, oh my gosh, looking over that giant wall, there's a giant dragon behind that wall, and I need to be ready. And the soldier's like, yeah, be ready. He's coming to get you. And I'm like, oh, what's going to happen? But then I think about that soldier and I'm like, hey, can you actually see that dragon? The soldier's like, no, I just know he's out there. I'm like, wait a minute. If you can't actually see him, why am I believing you? You know? Why am I taking your word for it? Because the soldier actually thinks he's protecting me. He thinks he's doing me a favor by preparing me for the awful in life, the worst of the worst. And if we're ready for it, right, we won't be left unprepared. But then I have to ask, are we equally preparing ourselves for the good in life? For that other side of that paper? If we're putting all that energy into the negative, can we equally put ourselves on that other side of the paper? On the positive? And be like, I'm going to equally prepare myself for the positive. Could you imagine if we did that? Like walking around all the time, instead of walking around all the time like negative, like getting ready to prepare to punch someone out because they stole our parking spot. Instead, we're going to be like, I'm walking around happy, ready for the happy to show up. I just can't wait to have a party. I'm so excited. There's a party coming any minute. And I'm ready for it. It's just so exciting. You know, people would look at us like we're a bunch of morons. But we're afraid of that thought. We're afraid of looking too good, too happy, too peaceful, too joyful, because then someone's going to say, why are you so happy? Because it's all about perception. Well, why not? Why aren't I happy? Why can't I be happy? Why can't I feed that wolf instead? So now I'm going to ask for a volunteer. Okay? Can I have an adult volunteer? How about you, sir? Come on up here. Why? I don't know this. I don't know this guy. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Sorry, what's your name, sir? Oh yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so we're going to do a little demonstration, and I'm giving a demonstration. Woohoo! Because I like to play. So I have a ball here, as you can see, because it's the summer. We have to sometimes have a ball, and this ball says the present, right?
So I'm going to toss this random young man the ball. And we're going to, and we're going to play with the ball a little bit, having a good time with the present. Yeah, it is. Here is it. Enjoying each other. Woohoo! All right, so here you go. Here's the present. And, because sometimes we're weighed down by stuff, and we're constantly dealing with the present, we have to focus on all the regrets that we have, So I'm going to give this gentleman the regrets of the past. And now let's continue to play because, even though you're carrying around the regrets of the past, that doesn't mean that we can't still have fun.
I got to hold this thing?
If you want to, Oh, here we go.
Not so good.
It's not so good? Why? But I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'll make it a little easier for you. I'm going to add the worries about the future. Okay? So I'm going to carry that around too. Okay. But I'm having a good time. So come on. Let's keep playing.
Not looking so good.
Really? I don't know. Really? I'm good. I got you, man. Sorry. What? Okay. This is how you get your exercise. All right. It's okay. It's all good. All right. What's wrong? Life. What? Oh! He dropped the world.
I'm not doing so well.
Oh, that's okay. Here, I'll make it even more easy for you. Okay, you ready? Sure. Okay. I'm gonna put on the worldly glasses that we walk around with all the time. Here we go. So here are our worldly glasses. Make sure to kind of do that. But his glasses kind of got an issue. He's got fear and judgment, kind of on. So there we go. But just because you have your fear and judgment glasses on and you got the weight of the past and the worries about the future doesn't mean you can't continue to play in the world, right? It's easy, right?
Sure.
Yeah, come on, go for it. I'm over here, honey. I'm over here. Here. Yeah, here. Okay, all right, that was good. But you know what? What do you think? Do you think it's getting a little hard to walk around like that?
I don't want to move.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying. And are you see how many fingers am I holding up? It's almost like he can't see the world at all. It's almost like the world that he's perceiving isn't really true.
I'm trapped.
You're trapped. Well, let's take this off then. Okay, so let's take that off. Let's take off all that fear and judgment. And you know what? Let's drop the past because it's over. We have to let it go. And let's not worry about the future because it might not be as much as we thought. But instead, I'm going to give you the sight of love. And I'm going to allow you to wear that. There we go. Doesn't that feel a lot better?
It's better.
All right. Well, thank you. Let's give him a little round of applause. So if you take a moment to think about like a recent situation also in your life where you're just carrying around, the weights of the past and the future and fear and judgment on your face, it's like really easy to then, because you're not seeing the outside, you're only focused on the inside, right? You're focusing more on your internal world of that 75% negative. And the more you look at it, the more you see. And the more you see, the worse you feel. So there's the work of Byron Katie. I don't know if you're familiar with her work. She has 4 self-inquiry questions. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but I can tell you, question 3 asks, how do you react when you believe that thought? So if you hold that thought in your mind, that one negative thought, and you're focusing on, well, when I think that thought about something really bad that happened in the past or something really bad that could happen in the future, how do I feel when I think that thought? Well, I know that my heart beats faster and I start to feel tense and
and I just can't focus, and I start to feel depressed, and it's almost like I don't even want to leave my bedroom, you know, because that is very frustrating and very sad. But who would I be without that thought? Okay? So that's question number 4. And if I would be lighter, happier, more joyful without that thought, well, then that also becomes my choice of a different mindset that I am capable of feeding. So the Course in Miracles says the purpose of the world you see is obscuring your function of forgiveness and providing you with every justification to forget it. Peace doesn't come from effort, but from release. So if I was going to now ask you to take those 2 images that you created and quickly take out an eraser and start erasing them, I'm going to erase that negative image and only carry around that positive image with me, that would take a lot of effort. And you probably won't be able to get that paper back to that pristine look that it had before. So I did you a favor already. I gave you a blank paper. So I'd like you to mindfully take those images that you drew, even the peaceful one, and just lay it aside for a minute and say, I'm going to hold on to this paper instead. I'm going to walk into the moment with an openness, with an awareness, with a clarity and a clean state of mind, where I'm going to just be, simply be in that moment for peace. And our affirmation for this week is, everything I think I see becomes the meaning I give to me. Or, blank paper. Let's just go forward and embrace the constant joy, the awareness, the openness of the truth of who we are. Herein lies the peace of God.
How I start my day is the way my day is gonna be. How I start my day is the way my day is gonna be. It's up to me to be thankful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me, it's up to me. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I can wake up and say, today I love my life. Every day when I wake, there's a choice I can make to be glad or sad, forgive or stay mad. It's all up to me. What I focus on will be in my life. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. And every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life.
Thank you again, Miss Deletta and the band, and thank you, Pam. What a powerful, beautiful message. Thank you. Yes. And that is what unity is all about. So this is our time to say thank you to Unity of Gaithersburg. Let's keep the lights on by giving. There's lots of easy ways to do that. You can be a consistent giver, the easiest. There is a love offering box at the back of the sanctuary, or there are envelopes at the back of the chair in front of you. Either way, whatever way, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And now let's say our love offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. And I do believe our youth are here.
It's a Lisa and Edie show, filling in for Akosua. We had some fun today. We worked on inner peace. We also hugged the world. We came up with affirmations, and we did stickers, and we had this big globe, this stuffed globe, and we put our love into the world, and we tossed it around, and I'm thinking this bomb, thinking, somebody's on the same page. And then we talked about inner peace, since our affirmation was inner peace, and we talked about inner peace, and we read Ted Baer's Magic Swing, about how he takes time every day to be peaceful and swing on his swing, and things come to him really easily when he swings on his swing. And then we finished up with affirming ourselves. And so we have an affirmation tree, and they chose some things about themselves that they liked and appreciated, and they put them on their handprint because they're amazing and they're incredible young people. So anybody want to share one of your affirmations?
I am unique.
Anybody else?
Loving. Yes. Love makes peaceful.
Anybody else want to share?
I am happy.
Who else?
Funny.
I'm strong.
Okay, so that's who they are. They know who they are. They know who they are. Okay, let's bless ourselves and everybody else. So who wants to start with I?
I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I live as the light.
Yes. Let's see.
You are the light of the world. You live as the light.
We are the light of the world. We live as the light. Yes, you guys are awesome.
As you go forward this week and you find yourself in a sense of lack, loss, limitation, or judgment, notice which wolf you are choosing to feed and choose again to a purer awareness. You are as God created you. Amen.